Welcome to the virtual tour of the Tulane University Law School. Tulane Law School was established in 1847 as the 12th oldest law school in the country and the oldest law school in the state of Louisiana. Tulane Law School is located at 6329 Ferret Street in the Uptown neighborhood of New Orleans on Tulane University's Uptown campus. The law school is located in Wyman Hall. For most law students at Tulane Law School, everything you need is located in this one building, including the law library, which is located on the 3rd through 6th floors. The first floor is a hub of activity for students at the law school. On the first floor, there are tables where student orgs, employers, and other entities can set up to advertise to students about opportunities and events they have. There are also bulletin boards on the first floor from student orgs and other law school offices letting students know about upcoming events. On all 3 floors of the law school, there are lockers that students have the option to sign up for during their time in school. The admissions and financial aid offices for the Tulane Law School are also located on this floor. The student lounge is a space that was created specifically for students to be able to meet their needs throughout their day. First-year students at Tulane are in school Monday through Friday, with classes lasting most of the day, Monday through Thursday, until around noon on Fridays. The student lounge is designed to make sure students have everything they need, including a refrigerator, a microwave, vending machines, a Keurig, and even a TV. The appellate moot court room is the largest room on campus and one where many special events like conferences and panels take place. Along the back of this room are the intra-school moot court competition marbles. Each fall, the winners of these competitions are honored by having their name engraved in the marble. Tulane also has the honor of hosting different courts from around the city each year. This spring, we had the honor of hosting both the Louisiana Supreme Court and the Fifth Circuit. This provided students with the opportunity to observe practitioners during oral arguments and see the justices in action. Here's an example of a typical classroom at Tulane. First-year students are assigned their schedules and all take the same courses: torts, federal civil procedure, criminal law, 2 semesters of contracts, property law, constitutional law, and legal research and writing. One of the offices located on the 2nd floor is our Office of Career and Development and Diversity Initiatives, led by Assistant Dean Leslie Griffin.
Hi, my name is Leslie Griffin, and I'm the Assistant Dean for Career Development and Diversity Initiatives at Tulane Law School. I'm also an alum of the law school, and I'm happy to record this video just to give you a little bit more information about the 2 areas that I oversee at the law school. I'm very sad that we couldn't meet in person, but I hope this video is helpful. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm happy to answer any follow-up questions. So I'll begin by just telling you about the Career Development Office first. We have several career counselors in our office, and we also have another assistant dean as well as an office manager. So when you look at the backgrounds of the 2 assistant deans and the 3 career counselors, we all have very diverse legal backgrounds. We all practice law before transitioning into this line of work, and we also practice in different places. Between the 5 of us, we were licensed in Louisiana, in California, in New York, as well as Florida. And our backgrounds include working in both private sector, so law firms, both small firms and large firms, as well as public sector, including both government organizations as well as nonprofit organizations. And we also have some experience working in-house as well. So again, a lot of variety, which is very helpful because honestly, no matter what our students are interested in, there's somebody that has experience in that area and that can really give a lot of good advice, both as a counselor, but also as a former practitioner in the area. So we spend most of our time counseling students and that's meeting with students one-on-one and talking to them about all things job search related, all things professional development related. That could be talking about an upcoming summer job search, or it could be discussing a post-grad job search. It could be prepping for an upcoming interview. We review resumes, we review cover letters. We talk to students about what would make a good writing sample, what would make a good reference list, for example. We give advice about what types of employers to apply to, and just really help students talk through their interests and figuring out what would be the best strategy for them going forward, both for internships and for permanent employment for after graduation. We also do a lot of connecting students to alums and other attorneys and practitioners and people that are out there doing whatever it is the student is interested in or wants to learn more about. So that's really helpful, both in building a network as well as learning about particular career paths that are options for after graduating. We also have several resources that we develop. We have several resources both in our suite for students as well as online. We actually have a whole website that's a completely online platform where we have post hundreds of jobs for students to apply to, and it's password protected, so only our students and alumni have access to it. And the jobs are all over the country. There's some international stuff there. And again, it's for both internships and for jobs for after graduation, entry level, and experienced attorney positions. So a lot of students and alumni access that online website and they submit applications there because it's a really great resource. In addition to that, we pay a subscription fee to several other types of online resources where students can search for opportunities, as well as directories for different employers that they might want to reach out to and connect with. On that same online resource where you can search for jobs, there's also resources posted there where you can read about, for example, tips for cover letters. There are sample cover letters, there's sample resumes, there's examples of networking emails. So really we try to provide everything that you would need so that you can see samples and like you'll have best practices, and basically you will have somewhere to go when you need like the tried and true advice of like, how to be successful in whether it's applying to a job or reaching out to an attorney or drafting a cover letter or whatever. We really try to cover all the bases. And we do a lot of practice interviews too. So in addition to helping you prep for the interviews and giving you advice about the interviews, we actually simulate a real interview situation and we'll go through the interview with you and then afterwards give you feedback on how it went, as well as give you a chance to ask questions. So it's, again, a lot of one-on-one assistance, but then we also do group workshops and things as well. We bring in speakers. We have panel presentations, workshops. So, and those range on a variety, like anything you can think of, honestly, from, a panel of labor and employment lawyers to a panel of public interest attorneys, a panel on alternative careers, JAG, military panel on all the different branches and their JAG opportunities there. So there's a lot of variety, and we usually try to have, I would say, at least one type of group kind of presentation or panel or workshop every week during the school year, outside of the time when our students are studying for exams or there's some kind of break or something coming up. So we stay busy doing that. We partner with student orgs a lot too. For example, there's a sports law society. We have a counselor that works very closely with them to plan different events and different speakers. So again, just a lot of opportunity to network and really learn about different career paths so that while you're the 3 years that you're in school, you can really kind of figure out what it is that you might want to at least focus your career on when you first graduate, and maybe even what you want to focus on long term. So in addition to planning those programs and speakers and panels, we also plan interview programs, and those take place both on campus as well as off campus. So for 2Ls and 3Ls, they can actually interview in our Atlanta, New York, DC, Houston programs. And then we also will have New Orleans programs in New Orleans too. And for 1Ls, they can do it in their spring semester. They can participate in the spring OCI program and interview for internships for 1L summer. And then for 2Ls and 3Ls, they can do the fall OCI program in New Orleans, or one of the out-of-state ones as well in Houston Atlanta, DC, or New York. And those include both private and public sector employers. So we try to have a lot of variety, no matter what students are interested in. So that's another thing that we spend a lot of time really planning for and helping our students to prepare for. And I would say between the interview programs and our online job board that's just for Tulane students and all of the other resources that we have that basically connect you to other job opportunities and other employers, between all of those, I would say you will have a wealth of resources at your fingertips to really help you to be able to nail down a job both for 1L and 2L summer, as well as opportunities to really connect with attorneys and learn more about different career fields. So there are a lot of opportunities to engage and really take advantage of. So I would highly recommend that you get to know the people in the Career Development Office. As a 1L, your fall semester, you'll do a mandatory 1L meeting in the fall, which is great because that's where you will first develop your legal resume and you get to talk to your counselor about whatever it is you're thinking you might be interested in and really get advice for that first summer job search. And after that, we encourage you to come in as much as possible. We hope that you will come in often. We hope that you will attend some of the programs, the speakers, the panels that we have. Some of the 1L workshops are actually mandatory, and those are the ones that we think are the most important. For example, like our resume workshop, our cover letter workshop, interviewing skills workshop. All those are mandatory because those are developing lifelong skills that you'll use now, but as well as, years down the road after you graduate and maybe are looking at changing jobs. So in addition to those opportunities, I also oversee diversity initiatives, and I just want to tell you a little bit about that. So I help advise our affinity groups. That's one thing that I do. And we have some really great groups that are very active. They do a lot to really engage the community and really, support our students, especially the new 1Ls coming in. So I would encourage becoming involved in those. And I work with them to help plan programs, to plan speakers, to plan events. I also really help manage, we have several diversity interview programs and I help manage those. I sit on the board for those. And so I help plan those as well as promote those to our students and making sure that our students get all the information they need to be able to participate in those interview programs. And they take place all over the country in the summer. So that would be something you would do this summer after you finish your 1L year. I also send out a lot of information to students on diversity fellowships and scholarships and basically job opportunities for the summer after 1L year and then summer for summer after 2L year. So I send out a lot of information on that and help students that are applying for those. We do programs too. We do a lot of that are like career related, honestly. And then we do some others that are more networking related, but a lot of different programs that could be to educate you on a diversity inclusion topic or could be to connect you with more diverse attorneys, both locally as well as outside of New Orleans. We also have a mentoring program too for our diverse students that you can participate in for your 1L, 2L, and 3L year as well. So that's kind of just an overview of some of the resources. But honestly, there's a lot of stuff that we do. Probably don't really have time, honestly, to cover everything in this video. But again, if you have questions about any of that stuff or want to learn more, I'm happy to connect with you, via email or on the phone. Again, I'm an alum of the law school, so if you even want to ask about my experience as a student here, I'm also happy to talk about that as well. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that we will have the opportunity to actually meet in person in the near future. Thanks.